Welcome back into Get Up DC. Your time on this Monday morning, 6/11. A mobile museum celebrating Black hockey history is just hours away from opening its doors.
The museum recognizes today's Black players while also looking back at pioneers who helped shape National Hockey League history.
The truck is parked right outside of the Embassy of Canada, and that is where we find our very own Michael Quander live this morning to fill us in on how people can check this cool thing out. Hey, Michael.
Hey, look, this is all about diversity and inclusion. This is so exciting, you guys, because this mobile museum travels all across North America with the first stop right here in DC, baby. Look, let me tell you, this museum, obviously, there's a lot to do. It's interactive. There's a lot of things happening locally, but one of the really exciting things is that it talks about the pioneers. And speaking of pioneers, I got to tell you, I got the first Black NHL player right here with me, Mr. Willie. How are you doing?
Fine, sir.
I appreciate you getting up early.
Oh, yes. Oh, well, I usually get up early when I'm in San Diego.
Yeah. Look, we talk about, diversity and inclusion, and you were the first to do this. As a pioneer, how important is it for representation?
Well, it's important for these boys and girls to know about the history of hockey. And when I broke in 1958, I was the first Black player to play in the National Hockey League. And to me, it was I didn't realize I broke the color barrier until I read it in the paper the next day. But I've been going around and working with these boys and girls in different cities and just letting them know that there is another sport that they can play.
Yeah. And, but with being the first, I know that has to come with its own set of unique challenges. What were some of the biggest challenges you faced coming in?
Well, race. I was always subject to racism, prejudice, bigotry, and ignorance from not only the players on the opposition but fans in the stands, and you could hear the racism. And I just let it went in one ear and out the other. I knew that I was a Black hockey player, and all I wanted to do was play hockey and represent the hockey club to the best of my ability. I fought a lot when I first started because players just wanted to see what I was, what I was made of, and if I could stand in the game. But I never fought because of racial remarks and racial slurs. I fought because players speared me and butt-ended me and cross-checked me because we didn't wear any helmets, no face shields, no cages or anything to protect your head. So, but I finally gained the respect of not only the fans but players on the opposition.
So many years later, no, decades later, we have a player here, Devontae Smith-Pelly, who just a couple of years ago experienced racial taunting. All these years later, are you surprised that there's still instances like that happening? I
am surprised. When I broke in back in the 50s, and here we are in the year 2020, and it still exists. And it's these people have to be educated. When I get up in the morning and look in the mirror, I don't see a brown man or a black man, just a man. And the one thing I learned from Dr. King, don't judge a person by the color of their skin, but the content of their character. Yeah. And I think a lot of people look beyond the forest for trees, and they can't see that.
Yeah, look, and it's important for you all to know too is that not only were you the first, but he's blind in one eye.
Right.
Talk about perseverance and courage and a willingness to stick to it. So thank you so much for being with us this morning.
Well, it's a pleasure.
I appreciate it. So you guys, if you want to get down here and check out this museum, you can find out more about the other history makers. This is going to open at 11 o'clock today and last until 7:30 tonight, and it's right outside of the Embassy of Canada. Back to you guys.
Wow. Talk about Monday motivation, right?
I would love to get down there to meet him.
Yeah.
That's great. What an amazing story.